What's going on, everybody? Doc here, Average Gamer Guys, back again. MTG Arena action. Let's get into it. We don't have a ton of time left for OTJ Premier Draft, so we're going to jump in. I have also been dabbling a little bit in some quick draft of Bloomborough, just to get our feels back for that set. I don't want to say many people. I'd be interested to hear what you think about this rotation of previous formats, especially as we wait for the new set, Aether Drift, to hit the drafting tables here, which I am excited about. I need to spend some time. I'm going to do a little bit more research than I do for new sets. A lot of times I just kind of jump in and then read the cards as we go. I try to, I don't always, but I try to do pre-releases. I'm going to prep a little bit more for this here as we look to get it on Arena, just because I do kind of want to have some success out the gate. But I personally, back to my main point, I personally enjoy kind of these rotations. I didn't do a ton of OTJ when it was out. I've enjoyed, obviously, going back to Duskmourn and Bloomborough in that list as well. So, all right, let's see what we got. We got a Hellspur Posse Boss. Other outlaws you control have haste. When it enters, create it. You can activate it as a sorcery. That's pretty good. Frontier Seeker, look for tap for a card. You could do a mount or plains card. So we could do the mount deck. We have the Beast Bond Outcaster, and an Armadillo, and a Lazav. You commit a crime, put a counter, you can exile a card, creature card. You may have it become a copy of that. Well, Tyrant Scorn. Now, here's the thing. Tyrant Scorn with Lazav is great. Mystical Tether's fantastic. I kind of maybe want to do the Outlaws thing. This might be kind of fun. I think that kind of pitches to black, red. We might also be able to do like a red-green build, potentially here. Mystical Tether is really, really good. I am going to take this. Let's take the Posse Boss here. 3 steps ahead is quite good. Smuggler's Surprise. Roll 4 cards. You could put 2 creature or land cards into your hand. You could pay 6 to drop 2 cards onto the battlefield, and creature control the power 4 greater, getting hexproof and indestructible. Now we also have the explosive derailments. We have a humiliate, plan the heist. I'm wondering if I do like a green. I'm wondering if I do green-red here. I'm going to try the Smuggler's Surprise. I do like Explosive Derailment. We'll see what else kind of comes back around, or comes around. I'm not necessarily sticking to these 2 colors. I think green is just a very, very good, very, very good color in this format. I think it has a lot of very good cards, but I would like to play some red here too. We have Duelist of the Mind. Very interesting one. Cruel Charger. We have Take for the Ride. Take for a Ride has flash as long as you've committed a crime this turn. You gain control of target creature. You untap that creature and it gains haste. It's pretty interesting. We could also go Thunder Lasso. Thunder Lasso is kind of interesting. It says flying and vigilance. I'm going to take the Duelist to the Mind here. I don't dislike any of those cards, but being able to draw some cards and committing some crimes is pretty interesting. Each player may shuffle their hand and graveyard library. Each player who does draw 7 cards and you exile it. Okay, not too interested in that. Metamorphic Blast is pretty interesting. Ooh. We have my friend the Razzle Dazzler. Here's the thing, though. Blue is looking very open. I might have to shift here. Let's pivot. I don't. Breaches is really kind of interesting. Wow. All right. I'm going to try blue-red here. I don't think a very good format combo of colors, but let's see what we can do here. We can sling some spells, we can do some stuff. Let's look for some good removal and see what we can get. I think a duelist actually fits really nicely for what we're looking to do. Being able to deal the damage to trigger committing a crime is going to be pretty sick. And outlaws have haste could be really good for us. Emergent Haunting is interesting. Essence Capture, we love a good Razzle Dazzler. First Strike and haste here. Give this bad boy Menace. I'm going to take the Dazzler. Although, yeah, I'll take the Razzle Dazzler. I really like this card. All right, what are we looking at? Stitcher. He's kind of interesting. It's kind of an interesting little... I'll try it. I'll try it. I'll try it. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this guy. We have the Familiar here, and we have Highway Robbery. Let's take Highway Robbery. This deck, I think, does want us to draw some cards here, so... Duelist in Mind sets up to do that. At the Breaches. I do like playing the Heist. We have another Dazzler. And a quick draw. I'm going to take playing the Heist here. Got some good card draw spells. I feel pretty solid with that. I don't know that there's much I can do with this. I'm going to take the Wolverine, actually. I think the ability to plot this and then exile and play the top card is going to be a good advantage for us. 3/2 Body's not bad either for 3. We can play this as in a pinch. I mean, I'll make a treasure token. 3/2 Trampler, treasure token. I don't know how good this deck is going to be. I love that this tabled. I absolutely. That is amazing for us. Okay, Tiny Bones, Journey to Nowhere. The Nibble Brigand. Draw a card, and then we've Caught in the Crossfire. Does 2 damage to each outlaw creature or 2 damage to each non-outlaw creature. Blue has really been moving around. So I'm going to take Caught in the Crossfire. This is an interesting one for 3. We're dealing 2 to everything. And if we are heavy outlaws... Oh, Collector's Cage. That's interesting. And the Courtyard. Although this town ain't big enough. Is probably a snap take for us. We're a little... we're doing fine, actually, on creatures. Pest Control I really like. We could grab another Duelist here, or a Derailment. I think we take the Derailment. Four damage for 3. Seems pretty good. Alright. Now we have another Dazzler. We have a Stop Cold. We have a Peddler. I'm going to take the Stop Cold here. We've been seeing the Razzle Dazzlers come around, so I'm hoping, I mean, if we can just fill... Like, listen, if we could just fill our deck up with a bunch of these, go really, really low to the ground. I don't mind Phantom Interference, but I'm going to take another one of these. Because this is just... Play two things. Make it unblockable. Constantly attack, make it bigger. I wouldn't even mind 4 of these, honestly. Oh, this card was so good. I think, again, we just need some card draw spells. Alright. When it attacks, target creature defending player is -3/-0. We got the Miner, we got the Boots. Outlaw's Fury. Creatures you control get +2/+0. If you control Outlaw, exile top card of your library until the end of turn. You may play that card. We have Pyromancers. Ooh, that actually really helps me. I do like a good Stop Cold, but we have one of those already. And this, when we cast our first spell, this is really going to help if we continue to run with the Dazzlers here. We're going to get some good opportunity for that. Okay, so we got the Brigand back. Shifting Grip. And the Slick Shot. And another Highway Robbery. And a Collective Defiance. I think we just slam Collective Defiance, right? I mean, at a minimum for 4... We're dealing 4 damage to target creature and 3 damage to target opponent. Yeah, that seems pretty good. That seems to be right in the wheelhouse of the things we would like to do. Although the Brigand would have been good too. Be able to force some damage through. And another Stitcher, Pulverizer. Skewer the Critics. Right? Yeah, I think so, right? Because we could look for another Deadeye Duelist here, potentially. How about another Razzle Dazzler? This deck might shape up to be pretty fun, not gonna lie. I definitely do want to look out for another Duelist. Although, triggering this isn't too bad. Triggering a Crime is gonna be pretty easy for our deck. But, this gets much, much better. First Strike, Haste. Draw a card, create a treasure token. Let's take some top end here. I'll take the Djinn. The Djinn. I know. I got yelled at. I got yelled at in a previous video for that. Or actually, I think it was on, there's my Duelist. Beautiful. I think it was, our, opening series. Ultimate Masters we did over the Christmas time frame. It was like, it's amazing me, you don't know how to say this. Right. I don't. How many Razzle Dazzlers is too many Razzle Dazzlers? That's really the question we need to ask ourselves. Probably don't play. This is shaping up to be really good. Wow! Counter target spell. If an artifact or creature spell is countered this way, you may put that card on the battlefield under your control instead of its owner's graveyard. And there's the Sphinx, so no. Oh my gosh. And a Brimstone Roundup. And this guy. Okay, he's coming back around. That I feel very confident about. I'm taking the Desertion just because this will be absolutely insane if we get the chance to play it. High Noon. Get the Void Slime, Bovine, one of these. Build Fording. Not super impressed by it. Let's just take a Conduit Pylons. I'm not splashing here, but it enters and it surveils. That's pretty good. I would take 1 or 2 of these. Gives a little bit of color fixing. We could also look for some deserts. I could have taken the failed fording. I don't really necessarily need it. I'm pretty happy with the deck as it stands right now. I take one or two. I take maybe one more good removal spell. Molten Duplication. Create a token that's a copy of target artifact creature control, except it's an artifact. It gains haste to sacrifice it. Kind of interesting. We could take another Collective Defiance. During turns other than yours, spells you cost us one less. We have Sharpshooter. We could plot this. Turn target creature and draw a card. Collective Defiance. God, this is such a good pack for us. I'm gonna take the Repulse. Take the Repulse here. Not really too big of a fan of that. Pulverizer actually might fit. Simulation. Oh, thank you. All these are pretty interesting. But I think Desperado fits in pretty good here. 3 mana creature, good body. Jeez. Lone Shark would be fantastic. And I do really like Jailbreak Scheme here. This color combo was so open. Ooh, Affinity for Outlaws is really interesting. Gosh, I want a Lone Shark too, but this is just too good. I don't think I care too much about this. I knew it was coming back around. Okay, do I want this? Or do I want this guy? I think the Brimstone Roundup, as crazy as that sounds, maybe that's a bad take. Geyser Drake, absolutely. Another Collective Defiance would have been something I thought about, but I don't think I want to be here. I would rather have the discount on our spells. Our deck here is going to be pretty nuts, I have a feeling. With 5 Razzle Dazzlers. This deck is probably going to do freaking terrible. Just watch. Oh, the video is going to be 6 minutes long. Not really. The games are going to just hopefully not be me being sad. I mean, you can't say that the colors weren't open. That's for dang sure. Holy moly. All right. We can do a lot here. I like this. I do like this. This is kind of pseudo both. I don't think we have to play that. I don't think we play 4 of these. Probably 3. I do like Brimstone Roundup here. Deadeye Duelist is good. I'm going to get rid of Discerning Peddler, but I don't hate it. Fling is a removal spell. Highway Robbery is a card draw spell. I'm going to put it right here. Caught in the Crossfire is essentially a collective... It's not a Collective Defiance. It's kind of an interesting one. Malcolm the Eyes. Flying Haste whenever you cast your second spell each turn. Investigate. Wow. It's like Sequence or removal. Desperado. Geyser's really good. This is a bounce spell for us. Wolverine's interesting. Mind Raider. Skewer. Removal. You have the Breaches. Cast your second spell. You can sacrifice an artifact. Malcolm? with breaches potentially could be so insane. I'm not going to play the Stitcher here. Stop Cold. Plan the Heist is a card draw spell. Elspur and Rodeo. These guys are fine. I don't know. I think maybe we play one. We have a bounce spell here. I like the Elspur Brute. I like this. I don't think we need to do Trick Shot. We are heavy. We are heavy. Okay, I'm not gonna play this guy. This is a 3-mana make a treasure versus my plot here. Plot's gonna be better for me, I think. Get rid of him. Duelist is fine. I like my 2 drops. I probably need to look. We can definitely go down 1 land, so really at 45. I need to make 5 other cuts here. I like that I can plot Highway Robbery. I like Fling as kind of a 2-for-1. Use a removal spell, then throw this, or be able to attack Fling for a finish. Caught in the Crossfire, I think I might actually cut. Just because I think it might be a little too impactful, what we're trying to do. I like Slick Sequence again. We get to ping something. Excuse me. Ping something for 2, draw a card. Pulse lets us draw a card. Skew the Critics is okay. This could get cheap, but I could see cutting that. I think Collective Defiance for us is just going to be too good. Maybe Stop Cold is a little too... Is that a little too hefty for me? It's an artifact or creature. I can put it on the battlefield under my control. This has the potential to just be like absolutely busted insane, countering something huge, and then getting to take control of it. I like this town ain't big enough. Stop Cold. So this deck is this deck is gonna have a hard time with the big, like the big green creatures in the format, the things that are, 4 or 5 toughness, 6 toughness. We can bounce a handful of things. We have Metamorphic Blast. I'm gonna keep the Stop Cold, maybe get rid of the Skewer. Maybe Desperado goes. I like the Drake. Am I getting a little... Oh, that's a little low on the creature side. I'm like neck and neck here. I have more... I don't have more double blue pips. I guess I do. 1, 2. This is just the 1 double red. How much am I favored to bouncing? I do like this though. I think this town ain't big enough can also be a really good 2-for-1 many instances. Brimstone Roundup is gonna let me make a bunch of mercs. I think that's just too good. Maybe it is Highway Robbery here. I like drawing 3 cards. I like plotting this. We're gonna have a lot of turns where I feel like we kind of get to like plot and then set up really nicely. I think my creatures are just solid. Wolverine's the only one I'm kind of like, But again, I think I have to kind of prioritize a little bit of plotting. I think Pyromancer is going to be very good for us. Assassin, Merc, Pirate, Rogue, or Warlock. These aren't Warlocks, they're Wizards. Assassins, Pirate. Pirate. Merc. Rogue. Warrior? Warlock. Giant. Is Hellspur good here for me? At best, it's probably a discount of 1. Which makes it a 4 for a 5/4 trample. That seems good. If I have a couple duelists out, or if I have 2 creatures out, this can get down. How quickly can I cast this? It said I did duelist on 2, duelist on 3. I'm still only playing this at fastest on turn 4. Is there something I would rather have instead of the Brute here? I'm actually thinking take the curve down, get rid of that guy, get the Desperado in here. Good blocker with as a 2/4. I am a little worried about being 14 creatures. Maybe I don't play Collective Defiance. I'm going to give this a go, I think. Is this enough removal? 1, essentially 2, 3. This is a bounce spell. 4, bounce spell. It might not be enough, actually. And I have Skewer the Critics, which could be an easy 1-mana spell with Deadeye Duelist. Tap the Deadeye Duelist, ping him or hit him, then pop him for 3. And this is any target for 3 damage. Is that better than Fling? Not very often am I going to get Fling to be bigger than that, outside of like a pumped up Razzle Dazzler. So maybe it's Skewer the Critics, but it's not really solving my problem. I like the utility of Blast here, but do I go... I guess this is okay. This is removal spells. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, essentially 6 bounce, 7. That's probably fine. And if I'm doing this... Oh, this is to the opponent, but I do get to scry. It's a reacher as well. This requires me to sacrifice an artifact, which I don't know that I'm going to have. I mean, I'll have these. How many other artifacts am I making here? Not a lot. How much do I like breaches then? I guess that kind of makes me think maybe Mind Raider because it gives me the treasure token. I'll try it. I'll try it. I think there can be some good synergies. I like potentially what we can do here. We'll see if it's strong enough. And my only concern is 14 creatures. It's on the lower end. It's on the lower end. We have some great spells though. So we're gonna run 16. Let's just make sure the mana makes sense. We're heavy blue. That seems fine. Okay. Should have a nice curve. Let's give it a go. Okay. We're on the play, which is where we want to be. This isn't the best of hands, but let's keep it. Flying in Vigilance is pretty good. And if we commit crimes, we can draw and discard, which is probably what we want to do. Help us filter. So we're going to try to get Duelist of the Mind out quickly here. We can go Duelist into Deep Muck. Into Rodeo, I'd feel pretty solid about that. Okay, our opponent mulliganed. Hello, my friend. All right. We could have a fun turn here if we draw another. Just gonna plot this. I'll end the turn here. Sure. Their own Duelist of the Mind. That's actually pretty ideal. See what they want to do here. I guess my sequencing was a little bit off. I should have Razzle Dazzlered first. But let's have you mill some cards. Slickshot Show Off goes. I think I'm actually okay to get rid of the Pyromancers here. Could have made Duelist of the Mind a little bit bigger, but I feel like that was a pretty decent sequence. Sure. Very nice. Set this up nicely as well. The Blast and Deadeye Duelist here. Or just Blast and draw some cards. 4 damage. I guess Hellspur Posse Boss. Have you mill some cards. Gonna take the action. Gosh, I really want to do this, but I think it makes sense just to be cleaner here. Kept the board clear. The nice part about Repulse is we can Repulse to Duelist. If they don't play something, I'm going to say big here, I mean, we're going to be able to mill them like crazy here with Deadeye Duelist. We also can just represent an immense amount of damage with the Posse Boss. I mean, I think we just bounce this. Get rid of this to let us surveil. pylons. Do I want the land? It actually gives me 6, so I'm pretty good with that. And let's get some damage in. That makes sense. Well, end turn, we can Deadeye Duelist, and again, next turn, we can do both. Oh, I can't. I don't have enough red to do both. I can always Duelist to draw a discard. Potentially find it. Ah, I didn't see that. 3 red pips. The other side of this is Hellspur Posse Boss might just be too much for them to fight through. Yeah, because I guess the other thing I can do, I could play Hellspur here and just put all 4 power on Deep Muck, and then they're kind of forced to block this. This deck is this is actually working out pretty nicely. Interestingly enough, we came up against the mirror match here. This has flying and haste. We get to investigate. But this is like a card we want to play on a double spell turn for sure. And we need to get this 3/5 out of the way. I'm just absolutely ripping their deck apart though with the Deep Muck. They are in the tank here. Not sure why. Skullcrack. Got a good little deck here. Sphinx. Their own Slick Sequence. Their own Duelist of Mine. Slickshot Show Off would have been amazing in this deck. I'm going to take it. And then I think I just pitch this, right? So I think what we do here is this. We have so many cards that we can cycle through to get 2 spells per turn. Okay. Or we can win it that way. Maybe they just gave up and we're along for the ride. I don't know. But you know what I am happy about? I'm happy about this deck getting a win. Okay, we got the Breaches, the Roundup, the Duelist, and our Hellspur Posse Boss back. Got 3 of our colors here. Which is not bad. We can Deadeye Duelist. I'll keep this. Another mirror match, maybe? I'll just duelist here. Next turn, I'm going to Brimstone Roundup. Still Brimstone Roundup, though. Ah, blue-white. Kaiser Drake, very nice. Three-color action. They do here. Varmint. Well, Varmint's not great for me. See what they want to do. See if they sack this here. They're going to let this run. We're going to fill the board up here pretty quick. I could try to push some damage here, but I'm going to just leave it. Again, now Varmint could take care of the Brimstone Roundup. But I'm going to be able to get some pretty decent value here with the Duelist and the Breaches. Just wish I had an artifact. This is where I wish I had an artifact. 3/3 Menace, though, is going to be pretty good and should be able to punch in some damage. And then they're going to have... I'm surprised they didn't take care of this, to be honest with you. I mean, I just put 5 power on the board. What I probably want to do is Breaches Duelist. Or I could Duelist Deadeye. You know what? Let's do this. I don't want to do the Breaches here. They're going to be able to block. You know what? I know. I do want to do the Breaches here. Let's get the trigger off for this. So now this makes blocks really interesting for them. Sure. They can sack this. They'll take 4. Yep. That becomes a 4/4. Yep. All fine. There's a lot of power and toughness on the battlefield here, though. Now, I am very, very suspect to a board wipe, but I think we only add Duelist of the Mind this next turn just to help us loot, depending on what we draw here. The interesting thing too is that I can block the Geyser Drake with Deadeye Duelist if I so choose. Outcaster, maybe? Jackal Slinger. Interesting. I could plot this for 4. I think we just power this guy up, right? Vengeful Townsfolk is not something particularly that I want to deal with. If they have some type of removal or bounce effect or... sure. I'll play a Duelist here. There's not much better here. Because again, they can attack with the Vengeful Townsfolk if they want. Yeah, I'm not going to block. They're not really threatened too much here by what I've got going on. What is this? 5, 4, 5? Let's just distribute some power here. See what they choose to do. I'm going to decline this for right now. Yeah, because I'm not really threatened too much here by Geyser Drake, because the Duelist could block and then ping for 1. And my little Outlaw buddy here can do some work. I guess I should have probably thought about taking out the Flyer, but I think the Slinger here was a better option, just because that takes down their ability to tap something or keep something tapped, like the Hellspur Posse Boss, which I really do want. I honestly just want the ability to keep pushing some damage in and have haste here. The double block was good. Absolutely block here. Okay. So I could Iron Fist and then plan the heist. Drawing 2 cards. Oh, we just end the turn here. I just have to keep Deadeye Duelist alive, basically. Oh, really? I have to keep Iron Fist and Deadeye alive here? How much damage can they possibly do me? Yeah. Easy peasy. Not easy peasy. That was a great grindy game. I just feel like, again, pretty decent, just good synergies here. We're playing a lot of double spells, getting good value off of that. Hellspur Posse Boss actually quite good, because it's giving all of these things. Haste is actually quite nice. Iron Fist Pulverizer was fantastic with the plotted card. This finished the game basically for us. It did. Being able to have that plot, have this go, doing that, hitting them for 2 was the difference maker. Because essentially there we block. I don't know what else they had, but we Deadeye Duelist them for 1. Come back around, we have so many cards, but basically then we just play Razzle-Dazzler and Deadeye Duelist, and the game's over, because then we deal 2. We have both of these guys that have haste. We would have spent 4 to do that, and we have 3 mana left, so we have plenty of ability to activate. Obviously, if they would have like been able to counter this, I guess that would have been the only way out, but they're pretty well. Well, no, they would have to both counter the double spell play and gotten Deadeye Duelist off of the battlefield in one go. We didn't even have to attack, and we also could have attacked by pumping Hellspur Posse Boss out and pushing some damage in. And this guy having reach is pretty sick as well. It's running all right. Okay. Dazzle Dazzler, Posse Boss, Big Town. Not the perfect hand, but we're going to Conduit Pylons and then go from there, I think. I can make this work. A little surveil action. I don't need the land. Although double red would be good. Not too concerned about that. Do I just wait here? I think I do. Why not, right? Yeah, I mean... And that's their turn? And I could Deadeye Duelist here. I think getting the counter on the Razzle Dazzler was the best thing to do. I actually don't think I do that. I think I do this. This is unblockable. Yeah, I'm not gonna block. I really don't care. Desperado. You do a crime to me. It's unfortunate. I could breaches and then throw the gem foot. This is tough, actually. I don't mind this. So I get all this back. It might not be the best sequencing, but now... It can make me mill. I think we have to just put the pressure on here. I don't think we can let them keep gaining value in those different things. Taking 6 damage. That gets them down pretty deep. They have a way to pump this up or do something to it. Sure. That was good. That was a good play. But it does reset their Blood Hustler, which is ideal for me. I'm surprised they chose that instead of the Razzle Dazzler, because Breaches has just come back down. Sure. 13 cards left in deck. Know what a lot of the spells are? This only triggers once per turn. You have to double block with the Gem Foot and the Desperado. Or you take 6 damage. Wow. Okay. Sure. They're on the mill plan here. Do I have a Deadeye Duelist left still? No, my other one's here. I'm not worried about dying from damage here. Gotta have some way to get this off the field. If it's another this town ain't big enough, hey man. GG's, I would say. Sure. It's pretty good. I mean, they siphoned Insight me. The Desperado. Just couldn't finish it off. That was a game. I guess maybe I should have been dispersing some damage. I'm trying to think with Hellspur Posse Boss, should I have been dispersing some damage? That last attack, maybe having these mercenaries here. Pump that up to 4, maybe. Because that's still a profitable trade for some creatures. Put this guy to 4 in attack. It would have had to do some interesting double blocks. Ah, that stinks. Well, all I really needed was an opportunity to get rid of the Deep Muck Desperado. Maybe the early this town ain't big enough. Was maybe a little too aggressive. But we had most of our, basically all of our removal spells were pulled from us outside of that. Unfortunate. Good game, though. We got it down. We were close. If they don't end up decking us there, I guess it kind of depends what they would have been able to play. I don't know also what they exiled from us, because we had a couple of cards in exile. But we have lethal on board here. If they don't kill us there, we have lethal on board, assuming they don't add anything to it. Because we just attack straight up with all of these. And would have been able to punch enough damage through. Wolverine was solid since we got to play the Deep Muck. Oh, this was a mercenary. I should have attacked. I think we probably should have just gone all out the turn before. I forgot about Siphon Insight, which was my issue there. All right, this deck's been a lot of fun. And as we started the last one, 2 wins, 1 loss. I actually feel pretty good about the deck. I really do like it. I actually really like it. It's got some great synergies. Breaches hasn't been exactly where I want it to be because I have not been able to see it with Malcolm quite yet. I think this could be very, very interesting. Very, very interesting little combo. So maybe we can get to pull that off here in the very near future. Other than that, though, happy with its performance. We've got quite a few different ways to kind of punch through some wins, which is really neat. Deep Muck Desperado has been really good. Razzle Dazzler has been fantastic, as we would imagine. Duelist of Mind I've actually really enjoyed, too, being able to kind of filter through some cards, do the looting, which has been really nice. And our removal, while we didn't see it quite in that last game, just because we were getting milled so much, it's been pretty good. I've enjoyed it. I also really like the double Deadeye Duelist has really been able to turn on our committing of crimes, which has been quite good, actually, which has been quite good. So been happy with that. Overall, like I said, really like the deck. So we'll be back with a part 2. We'll see how we wrap this up as we get close to the finish line here. 35 hours left. Hopefully we can pick up at least a couple more wins, maybe 2 more, maybe 3 more. Earn a little bit of gems before OTJ rotates out. But yeah, we'll leave you here for now. Like and comment and subscribe. I'm going to flash from socials, do the YouTube thing for me. Really do appreciate all the support. Trying to get to 1,000 subs here on the channel. That's our first big goal. If you enjoy pack openings, we got our start here for Innistrad Remastered. Got our stuff a little bit late, which, you know, it is what it is. By the time we get things in and then uploaded, so we're gonna have Innistrad Remastered here for a couple of weeks, and then we should be getting our Aether Drift stuff in here pretty quickly, so maybe we'll rotate in both of those sets a little bit. But I got some collector boosters for that, play booster, and we got one of the finish line bundles on its way as well, which we'll be cracking here on the channel. And we do that every Wednesday. Got a playlist for that. Got a playlist for MTG Arena content as well. So I think we'll also, if it's still going to be around, I think we'll jump into some quick draft Bloomborough, actually, if we get a chance to do that as well. So thanks again, always, for watching, comments, all that good stuff. Discord links in the description. And we'll wrap it up here and see ya for part 2. Peace.